Yes, I've started recording. Good afternoon, Councillor Sarah Stephen. Thank you for honoring us today and wanting to contribute to some of the activities that we're using to address COVID, the impact of COVID-19 within our communities. As you know, the COVID is affecting the mental well-being of most people, and particularly those from ethnic minority, Black, Asian ethnic minority communities. Their mental health is being impacted upon a lot. And also the mainstream communities are having issues, but they also know where to go. But for those other communities, it's been a struggle. And I really appreciate your support in trying to talk to us and give us some of the strategies for dealing with anxiety at this very unprecedented time. We owe you a lot. Thank you very much. And so participants and those who will be listening to this, join me in welcoming Councillor Sarah Stevens to this Zoom discussion. Over to you, Councillor. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm taking the councillor hat off because I'm a yoga teacher.
Yes.
So I'm now Sarah the yogi for a few minutes with you. Christine asked me what the benefits of yoga are before this meeting. I'm going to talk very briefly on the benefits physically, but on this sort of forum, I'm not going to teach any physical exercise, but just to say what you can get from it. And then I'm going to go through some breathing techniques to help with stress and relaxation techniques, a very basic meditation or introduction to a meditation technique, which I use all the time and I've used for 10, 15 years. It's such an easy technique to learn. So yoga, 5,000 years old, more documented in the last 2,000 years. So it's doing something right. It's survived. It's a very ancient holistic practice. So it includes the mind, which is what we're really going to concentrate on, the body, physical body, and also the spiritual body, but it isn't a religion, and that is a misconception. It's not a religion, it's just a belief in yourself, because yoga is about being at one with yourself and one with your community. Yoga is just about being together. So
let me pick up this point, Councillor. Mrs. Stevens this time.
Sarah. Please.
Well, thank you, because some people and some communities they detach themselves. They do not want to get involved in that because they thought or their thinking is that it's a religious practice, and so they shy away from it. So thank you for pointing this out.
It's not a religious practice. It's just about being really comfortable with yourself and looking at the heart, the God within, whatever name you give it. In yoga, we call it self. There's a small self, which is us, chakras, in the physical body, and there's a larger self, which is the universal vibration, the energy, the human being, basically. So that it's not a religion, but it's a lovely belief in looking after yourself. So I've mentioned very briefly the universal vibration. I'm going to just stand up very slightly.
Yeah.
And people are familiar with that sign?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
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 Well, that is actually Sanskrit. That's actually the sign on my t-shirt. Is Sanskrit for Om, which I think most people would associate yogas with, the word Om.
Om, yes.
So that's how it's spelt. So if you see that sign,
yes,
that's what it is. So yeah, the physical side of it is very beneficial to stretch, to move the joints. Extremely useful in posture, and believe me, I think the posture of the future is going to be horrendous with our iPads and our iPhones and everything like that. We're all going to look like the little old man and woman walking across the road with the cane on that sign if we're not careful. So it's very, very important for posture. It keeps the joints oiled because you're exercising them with no impact. Your balance, especially like myself, I'm getting older. Balance gets an issue in your 50s plus. So balance is extremely important, and it teaches you that.
Yes.
And it does lengthen the body. I grew 1/2 inch when I came to yoga. I was 40 years old, never done any exercise before.
Wow.
I'd always wanted to be 5'7". I was 5'6.5" and I'm 5'7". So, you know, I haven't measured myself recently though. But yeah, because I was obviously standing badly. My posture was horrendous, I think.
Yes.
The midwife. And you can imagine the position we're in that job a lot. So it wasn't good for our posture.
Yes.
It also helps with cardiovascular, because some of the exercises you do build up a nice pulse rate. You know, there's something called the sun salute, which is a group of postures put together, which are often practiced first thing in the morning. And, and you do 16 rounds if you're a real yogi. And that really does get the heart rate up. So it can be used cardiovascular, stretching, posture, all these lovely benefits. Helps with arthritis. There's exercises I personally do. You're never going to stop arthritis, but you can actually help the side effects.
Manage it.
Yeah. So there's lots of things like that with the physical. I think though with COVID, yeah, you can get, if you want to do any physical yoga, the only suggestion I would make is go through the British Wheeler Yoga, which is the recognised Sports England body. And a lot of the yoga teachers are doing Zoom classes. And I would go through a recognised body like that, because we actually had 5 years training. There are a lot of people online who are literally getting a degree for 2 weeks training.
Wow.
So, you know, be very careful. So the physical side, as I say, I've just touched on it because it is important. But I think at this time with COVID, it's our internal health. One, our lungs, because if your lungs are healthy, it is a respiratory illness. And two, the mental health, which I think is even more important. And it's to keep still as well, and to calm down. And we do have to take a step back and breathe. I mean, it's a classic thing that someone says to you, isn't it, Christine? It's step back and breathe. Come on, calm down, breathe.
Yes.
But how many of us do it? You know.
We go all over the place, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to just go through very briefly how a yogi breathes, and how you can actually, even in a simple practice, focus the mind just doing a bit of breathing. So because you're thinking about the breathing, you're not thinking about anything else, and that's half of it, if you can really concentrate the mind. And it's very difficult to do that. Then I'll give you an exercise where you can use a count, because again, if you're counting the breath, you're thinking about something else. You're not letting the mind come in. All right. I will then do maybe a couple of holding breaths, because they are very good in different ways, and they help the emotionals. Yeah.
Yes.
And then I'm going to go through something called 7 points of sitting, which is the practice that really takes you into the very beginning, basic level of being able to meditate. And meditation at this moment in time is very healing. And you just have to make a little bit of space in the day, try and go somewhere quiet, 15 minutes, be on your own, be with yourself. And that's what this is all about, being in here. Okay. So I'm going to start with the breath. We breathe in 3 areas in yoga. Because of the screen. You breathe upper chest, upper abdomen, which is just under the rib cage. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. That's often a male breath, which would be interesting as girls. Men are very good at belly breathing. Yeah. Women aren't, because we're born to have babies. So we tend to be much better at breathing mid-chest, which is here. Okay. So that's where the girls are. And then the breath that I think everybody, in particular at the moment, that everybody is good at, in a bad way, is upper chest. Upper chest in normal living is stress breathing. You're not feeling the lung, you're tightening up. But in yoga, it's extremely calming, and it can make you very lightheaded. It's very nice. So to do that breath, I'm just going to get you to do 3 simple exercises, and this is just the people that join or see this later. You can just do 3 simple exercises. We're going to start with just placing the hands on the upper abdomen, so just so that your thumb is just under the ribs. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sit yourself down. Sit down. That's it. Just have your fingertips touching. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then think about the breath only there, and as you breathe in, think about your tummy coming out, because it's the diaphragm drawing the air into the lung. Then as you breathe out, think about the diaphragm pushing that air out. It's very difficult. If you start thinking about it, it's difficult. And a question a lot of people will say, but my mum said you have to breathe in and hold your tummy in. That's not breathing in. That's giving the lung a full blast of air. And you could do that again, 5 minutes sometimes, just breathing in that area. And as you breathe in, the fingertips tips go away from each other. As you breathe out, the fingertips touch again. It just makes it easier for you to focus. So that's,
I can feel it.
Yeah. So it's a really nice breath. And can you see what I'm saying? If you're trying to think about something else, then this has to work differently. Yeah. And where the mind goes, the breath goes.
Yes.
The easiest one now is placing your hands just on the side of your rib. You can either do it that way or that way. So wherever's comfy, and again, sit down.
Yeah.
Just sit down, because I want all these to be easy for people. If they're sitting at a desk doing homework, working from home on a computer, they can sit and do this at the desk. That's why I haven't done it or set it up as a yoga mat or anything like that. I want to say how simple it is to do yoga without being on the floor.
Yeah.
So again, this one's called bellows breath. Because as you breathe in, the rib cage comes out, and as you breathe out, the rib cage goes in. It's much easier. You'll find that it's much easier to do.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just wherever you want to put your hands, but you just feel that happen. Breathing in, ribs expand, breathing out, down. I mean, we show it in a classroom situation where you breathe in and the arms come, whoa, like that.
Yes.
And then as you breathe out, that's another way of doing it, because that really makes you feel as though you've got a bellow going. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, the third breath, the one that, as I say, is used badly by all of us. And if anyone says they're not stressed, then they're not telling the truth. We all get stressed. Okay, even yoga teachers.
Yeah.
So you just place the hand just there. Yeah, just where the collarbone is.
Yes.
Over the sternum.
Yeah.
And now, so you're forgetting about the other two areas. You're only thinking about each of these. You're only thinking about the area you're holding. Now you're thinking about breathing in, and there'll be a very tiny bit of movement. I suggest maybe try it with your eyes closed, because it is so subtle. You'll just feel a very tiny bit of movement.
Yes. I'm feeling.
Yeah. I think it's lovely and calming.
And it makes me want to actually sleep as I close my eyes.
It's relaxing, isn't it?
Yes.
Brilliant. So that's the 3-part breath. It actually turns into the 9-part breath, where you, in a final practice, would actually only do 2 breaths a minute, because you'd breathe in those 3 areas, but you'd breathe in different areas of them, front and side and back, all the way up. And that's 1 inhalation, 1 exhalation. Very, very difficult practice. Takes a long time to learn. But we work in classes in the 3 areas, because again, physically, some of the postures you're folded in half and can only breathe here. Other postures, you're right open up like that, and you can breathe the whole way.
Yes.
But it just tells people, and sometimes you're like that, so you can only breathe into one side of the ribs and not the other. So it's a very good way of, even in the actual physical part of the practice, using the breath is really important. It's a breath-based practice. So that is a simple one. And if you do that, any of you guys that are watching this later, take a couple of minutes in each area. That is a form of meditation, because you've slowed yourself down, you've lowered your heart rate, you've lowered your blood pressure. So you are just calming yourself down just by doing that. So you could be sitting literally like we're talking now, Christine, at desk, and just do that. Now, I find that counting can be quite useful. And I know a lot of other areas are using these type of systems now. You see it quite often. And you count the breath, and there's a lovely breath called Savitri. And it's counting. You breathe in for a count, you hold the breath in for a count. So you're breathing in life, you're holding on to life. You then breathe out for a count, you're surrendering to life, and you hold on to that surrender. So you hold. So it's a breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold. Very rhythmic, and again, quite soothing. Once you get into the swing of it, it just takes you down. And you can, again, sitting in a chair, sitting cross-legged on the floor, whatever, you can lay down and do it. And the count I use more than any is near to our normal breath, but it feels strange because you're holding. And you breathe in for 6, and it'll be your counts, not mine. Hold for 3, out for 6, hold for 3. The only time that you can't do this breath is if you're pregnant. You mustn't hold your breath in pregnancy. But other than that, there's a bit of controversy about blood pressure, but you're not holding long enough to cause a problem. Okay, so if you want to just do it with me, and try when you're actually doing the breath to breathe right down into the belly. So the breath is really nice. You breathe, as you're breathing in, you're breathing into the belly, into the mid chest, into the upper chest for the count of 6.
Okay.
You're right at the top then, for the count of 3, you're holding that breath just for 3 counts. And as you breathe out from the belly, because you're taking air out. So you breathe out from the belly and up. And then there's a moment for 3 counts where you're just holding that breath out. You've surrendered to life. Okay, so this is where the spiritual comes in a little bit, because it's nice. It's nice to actually really adore your breath. We aren't here otherwise, are we? We've got to breathe. Yeah. So it's acknowledging how important the breath is.
Yes.
So I'm going to talk you through. Let's do 3 rounds.
Okay.
I'll talk and you just breathe.
Okay. Yeah.
Couple normal breaths in and out. And I want you to breathe in for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. Out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. In for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. Out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. Return to normal breathing. Keep the eyes closed just for a few seconds. And just feel. How does that feel?
Very. Wow, I feel so lethargic. I feel as if I'm tired. I want to just sleep.
Yeah, it's a lovely rhythmic.
Yeah.
This is why it's calming.
Yes.
I think a lot of people who've got this misconception about yoga, they don't realise the aspect. You know, when I was teaching in gyms, people just wanted to look physically good, and this is it.
Yeah.
And as soon as you said we're going to breathe, it was like, oh, I don't want to breathe, like that. But in fact, it's more that's the side of yoga that's actually the real benefit.
Yes. And I feel as if there's some release.
Yeah.
You know, as if something has gone off, and I feel as if I really want to go to bed.
Yeah.
I feel my eyes have changed. I feel I want to go to bed. Yes.
So that is a lovely, simple exercise again, and that's why I'm doing these, because people, if they play it back, they can learn and take notes or whatever.
Exactly.
So we've done that. Now we're going to just do 2 breaths where we hold the breath in for a count of 10.
Yes.
And one where we let the breath out and then hold with no air in the lungs for a count of 10. I'm going to introduce something called bandhas, but I don't want people to get hung up over them. Don't get hung up over it. I'm going to talk very basically about what they are. They're locks. So locks, surname, you'll remember it, they're locks.
The locks, yeah.
Okay. And the first one's called Alana Bandha. And the pelvic floor. So for girls and for guys, really useful bandha to pull up through that pelvic floor. You know, it really helps tighten the pelvic floor. The second one is Alana Bandha, which is the tummy muscles, the abdomen. Yeah. So because one's on already, the other one goes on. Yes. So it's deep internal muscles, not not the out ones that we see, but they are the real deep internal muscles.
Okay.
The last one is something called Alana Bandha, which is a chin lock.
Okay.
And when you do that, you just literally, you've got the chest raised and you just put the chin down. And that stops when you're holding the breath in or holding the breath out. That will stop the air coming in or out.
Okay.
So you use all three together. And what I'll do is I'll make it very simple. I won't use the names.
Yes.
I'll just say, you're going to do a nice deep breath in, as I've talked about, 3 levels. You're going to pull up through your pelvic floor, as though you're not wanting to go to the loo or whatever.
Yeah.
You'll feel your abdominal muscles come on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to get you just to drop your chin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I'll count to 10 while you're holding the breath in.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I just show you, I'm just going to do it now.
Yeah.
Count to 10 and let the breath out.
Okay.
Again, very calming on the mind. Very calming on the mind. I'm going to go do one of each of these, but people can, as I say, they can practice them as many times as they like. Again, nobody who's pregnant should do this one. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Because I know you're going to have all age groups on here, so.
Yes.
Okay, so I want you to take a lovely breath in, deep as you can. I want you to pull up through your pelvic floor, pull the tummy muscles in, chin down, and hold for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathe out. I should have said it. When I say 10, you can go.
Yes, I did. That was good.
It's lovely. It's people aren't used to holding their breath, only when they get stressed.
Yes, I don't hold my breath, and this is the first time I tell you.
You're asthmatic?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Because the next breath is the one the asthmatics should use.
Okay.
It's your out breath that's the problem in asthma. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're going to do exactly the same.
Okay.
I'm going to get you to breathe in, but I'm going to get you to blow the breath out. I'll show you first.
Okay.
You pull up through the muscles and chin down, but you've got no air left in the lung. It's gone, and it's still a count 10. And you're going to want to go, but you're not going to. You're going to hold that breath out, and then when you actually get to breathe in at count of 10, you go, and the whole body gets this lovely blast of fresh air. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll show you quickly. I won't do the 10 count, but I'll show you what I do. I just breathe in. I blow the breath out. I lock everything and I hold.
Yeah.
Then I breathe after 10.
Oh, wow.
It's beautiful, and it really, I tell my students, and it was a way that it really made me embrace it, is the last thing we ever do is breathe out. The first thing we ever do is breathe in.
Yeah.
If you're really struggling with life or hard times, when you do that breath in at the end of this count, you go, wow, breath is great, I'm alive. So it's a really lovely thing for the mind to think, well, actually, yeah, I'm grateful for this breath.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's great for asthma. I teach it to all asthmatics.
Good.
Okay. So you're going to take a lovely deep breath in. You're going to blow it out. Yeah? Pull up through your pelvic floor. Lock your abdominal muscles, chin lock, and I'm going to hold that breath out for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathe in. I'm up to a count of about 30 or more, so when I do it.
Yeah, we'll do 30. Wow.
But I absolutely, and there are loads of different practices with that one where you can do all sorts with internal muscles as well, and it's a very cleansing one in more ways than one. So that's a lovely 2 simple breath retentions. But again, tell me, you don't think of anything else, do you? You're thinking, I want to breathe in, but I'm not going to breathe in. But you're not thinking I've got to go to Sainsbury's or I've got to do this. You've got to.
Never. I was just thinking about what's going on here.
Yeah.
When am I breathing out? When am I taking it in again? And it's just about you, not about any other thing around me here.
Yeah.
Which is good.
So this, I mean, I do these practices. I don't do them every day. I mean, I like to do them every day, but life gets in the way. But when I do them, these are all ones I do regularly. I'm teaching you what I find really good for myself. And I think people find their own ways, and these ones I've always found really, and I've been taught hundreds. These ones are the ones I really enjoy. So we've done the retentions. Do the breathing before you even think about going into a meditation. Know that you need to move and things at any time, especially if you decide to sit on the floor cross-legged or anything. No, you move your legs around a bit between practices. Always have some water handy if you need water and things like that. But this next one, the 7 points of sitting, which is great that's being recorded because people can write these down. It's a lovely, lovely practice. It's got me out of a lot of tricky situations because if you practice it enough, you can actually be doing it with your eyes wide open, someone talking to you, and they don't even know you're doing it. And believe me, it's worked in some situations for me where I could have exploded, and I used my trigger, which is one of the points, and I kept calm.
Yes.
Yeah? So it's a very calming one. I go through the 7 points and tell you why you're doing them. You can have your eyes open or your eyes closed, up to you. You don't do anything with your fingers. You don't link fingers or do anything. You either have your hands resting like that or just have them gently resting on your knees. So the fingers are open. Because if you do anything like this, these are mudras and they change energies. So again, the spiritual side comes in. Yeah. So you make sure you're sitting comfortably. Know you move at any time if you need to through the practice. I'll talk you through the 7 points. This will take about, believe it or not, 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I want you to do it because I think you might actually, for you, and I know you will, this is going to be an absolute great one. And you can take it on after you've done this and you get used to it. You can then sit quietly, and you can either, if you're a visual person, you could sit somewhere where you like looking at flowers, or you could go and sit somewhere and listen to birds or whatever, actually music. You know, you use it as with something else when you're ready, and that's a meditation then, and hopefully it just takes the mind away. Chit chat brain comes in, people, you know, you hear things, you go away, I'm practicing at the moment, I'll come back to you in a minute, you know, go away. And you can say that to yourself, just and then just concentrate on the, I've just got bird sounds here because my garden's full of birds. And that's what I do. I use the birds. So I'll talk you through them, then I'll actually say them twice.
Yes.
And then I'll keep quiet for a couple of minutes. Yeah. And then I'll bring you out in reverse. So I'll reverse out with them. Then I want you just to sit quietly with a normal breath for a few seconds, and then tell me how you feel.
Okay.
If you don't fall asleep.
I won't sleep. Yeah. I'm feeling actually sleepy now. If you can look at my eyes.
Okay, so get yourself comfortable, Christine, and anybody else that's joined us or wants to do this later.
Yes.
Okay, so you're just going to sit quietly and you're going to think about your seat, where you're sitting. Feel the pelvis grounding into either a seat or the floor. Just feel heavy. And then just pushing down into your pelvis, you can feel your body lift slightly. So you can really feel you're grounding with Mother Earth. And that's who we want you to ground with. So just think about the seat and just breathe into that area as you do it. As I say, the mind will take you to where the breath needs to be. Then you're going to think about your spine. As you breathe in, the spine rises. As you breathe out, the spine lowers. Feel that rhythm. Just feel the rhythm. As you breathe in, up goes the spine. As you breathe out, down it goes. Then you're going to do the shoulders, and you're just going to take them back and down. So you open the chest, you open the heart center. That allows the prana, the breath. Prana is Sanskrit for breath. Prana to flow in and out freely. And also it sits you up, and it draws on the bandha. So you are now sitting. This is helping posture as well as relaxation. So just feel those shoulders and feel that breath going in and out nice and calmly. Then the chin. Think about your chin. Is it too far forward, too far back? Just make sure the head feels really comfortable. Just might need to adjust, move. Just make sure you feel really comfortable. And then we think about the tongue. Now the tongue holds a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. We hold a lot in our mouths. It's our speech and everything. So you soften the tongue, soften the facial features. Relax the face, basically, by letting the tongue go. Just think about that tongue. And then the eyes, whether they're open or closed, just let them be soft. They can move, they can blink, whatever feels right, but just let them be soft. Our eyes lead us everywhere. So just allow them to relax. And finally, it's the hands, wherever they're resting. Are they resting on the knees or in the lap? Just allow them to become extremely heavy. And then let the breath be calm, so you feel the breath just running all the way through the body. Now you might want to focus on one of the areas as I say them again, or just relax as a whole. So seat, spine, shoulders, chin, tongue, eyes, hands. Seat, spine, shoulders, chin, tongue, eyes, hands. Now just relax for a couple of minutes. Just be with yourself. Notice your breath, notice you. So you're going to gradually come out of the practice. So you're going to release the hands, the eyes, the tongue, the chin, the shoulders, spine, and the seat. Just sit there just quietly for a few seconds before opening the eyes. And just notice how you're feeling. Okay. Emotional.
It's like everywhere is like liquid, like, you know, like very fluid, you know.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow, as if I'm like water and I'm flowing away.
Yeah, that's really heavy, and it's so the actual ground's opening up and just letting you drop through. It's lovely.
God. Wow.
So I've been practicing that for 15 plus years. taught to me by our teacher trainer, Bob Inslee, and it came from a practice that he's done for years and years. My trigger is my hands. I get they go onto my knees, and that's why I can do it with people not even knowing, because I can sit there smiling at them. I've got my hands on my knees. If you ever see me with my hands on my knees, you know that I'm calming down.
Wow.
Paul, because obviously you know Paul, my husband, yes, who's another yoga teacher as well.
Yeah.
He is his seat. The minute he sits, he can do it. He can just go whoosh, you know. So it's just a very basic way of going in, because a lot of people classically say, I can't meditate, I can't sit still, I can't do this. That's a way to get you started into it. Yeah, it's just a way of getting into that journey, because I think a lot of people are quite frightened of meditation. They're not sure what to expect, and what to expect is I can't tell you what to expect. Everybody will experience something different in different ways at different levels. So that's the one I really want people to take away with them, because it is a very valuable practice.
It is good.
Touch on, just to end it, I shall touch on Shavasana, which is the relaxation posture I think a lot of people recognise in other classes and things like that, where we just lay down on the floor and let go. Similar principle to what we've just done, but you just work. So I'm not going to teach it, because again it would take 15 minutes to take you into a full Shavasana and everything. But basically it's about stilling the mind. So it's the same principle, and it's at the end of any physical practice, or again, if you're really struggling at the end of a day and you've got an opportunity just to go and lay down and just put a piece of music on and just let the body become really heavy. Yeah. And just to, again, acknowledge thoughts, because they will come in and out the mind. Just say, look, leave me alone for 5 minutes. This is my time. You know, go away. I'll come back to you, because you're always going to be there. I just want some time on my own. And it's almost like you have an inner conversation. So, as I say, Shavasana is a really nice alternative practice. But to be perfectly honest, I would do all of them, because it's holistic. That's what I said right at the very beginning, that yoga is a practice for the whole body, the whole person, the internal, the mind, the external, and certainly spiritual. And it does make you feel, I don't know, more alive. So is there any questions you want to ask me then, Christine? I hope people get something from this and can use some of the practices.
No, it's really, really good. And I would just advise anybody that, you know, because obviously our service users and people that also use our website will pass by and as usual, look at it. I've been the guinea pig, and it's beautiful. Believe me, I'm going to go back and keep doing this, because I actually feel sleepy now. I'm going to sit down here in my office and have a little nap.
Yeah.
People that are being anxious, just practice this and you will see that anxiety will, subside. And, it's very, very helpful. And I thank you very much for giving your time.
Not to be frightened of it. If sometimes you have tears afterwards, it's only release. All you're doing is letting go. And that's actually extremely healing. So don't be worried if any little things come up. That's fine. Allow yourself to let go.
Yes.
And that's, like you say, just take away whatever you can from it. But these are just very basic practices. And I hope maybe in the future, post-COVID, that some of you might want to come to my classes or anything like that. Or just get in contact, and Christine can always put you in contact with me.
No, you need to use this opportunity to remind us again where we can contact you, please.
You can contact me on my home number, which is 430774, Sitting Bull number. I think that's the easiest way. You can actually get a hold of me via the council as well, Soil Borough Council, because I'm obviously a councillor.
You are somewhere, where is your studio again? You have a place.
We rent rooms, so it's always done from our home number, because we book from the house. It's just, we have the Oaston Bell Road we've been teaching.
Yeah.
I teach up at the Woodstock Club up in Tunstall.
Back Road.
Yeah, near the Science Park.
Yeah, okay. But they need to really know your number very well, because some people can't remember that Sitting Bull number is 01795. So could you give me
01795 430 774 is the best way to get hold of us. If we don't answer, there'll be an answer phone and we can get back to you.
Okay.
And you can have Paul as a teacher as well. You don't have to have me.
Yes, Paul Stevens.
Some guys feel intimidated by us girls teaching, and likewise the other way around.
Yes.
So, you know, there might be a guy on here that suddenly watches this and thinks, oh, I'd like to talk to a male teacher and find out a bit more.
Exactly. And so, and I will advise people, don't just stop because of the COVID-19. Everything is happening now online. So you could also call Sarah Stevens on, and you could do one-to-one support actually online, or group, or your whole family actually can come together and be taught how to conduct your yoga for your mental well-being, because it's very important at this time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate your help.
Okay, Christine. Okay. So goodbye. And as I say the greeting at the end of a yoga class, namaste, which
Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste, which means I see the goodness in you.
Okay, thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.